Paul Gobey with Leicester Library's Neighbourhood Services. Got a story to share with you about orangutans. The story is called Princess Orangutan and the Magic Water. Now, Princess Orangutan's dad was king of all the orangutans. Therefore, he thought he was very important. He was a big orangutan, but he was worried. He was worried about his daughter. It was about time she got married. About time she found her own partner in life. But who? He was the king. He couldn't have his daughter just marrying any old orangutan. It had to be someone very, very special. Now, as you probably know, in the fairy tale, sometimes there are challenges and tasks that kings or queens might set those who want to marry their children. And King Orangutan was thinking, well, what can we ask them to do? What tasks can I set? First, he thought about trees swinging and climbing. You need an orangutan with strong, long arms to fly through the trees. But no, didn't seem right. How about, I don't know, a fruit-eating competition? You could eat and eat and eat. We'd see who could eat the most, but no, it was a bit greedy and I don't like the idea of that. Well, then he thought perhaps about coconut throwing. No, all the thoughts are going round his head, but he couldn't find the one he wanted. So he was swinging through the jungle one day when he saw a barrel on the ground. Hadn't seen it before. So he climbed down and shook it. There was something inside. Water? Liquid? I don't know. So he took off the lid and he had a little taste. It was the bitterest, most disgusting thing he'd ever tasted in his life. That is horrible. That is magic. That's the idea, he said. Whoever could drink this barrel dry would be a very special person and would undoubtedly be the husband for my daughter. So he put the stopper back on the barrel. Now, he might have been king of the orangutans and strong and clever and wise, but he couldn't read. If he could read, he'd seen written on the side of the barrel was the word vinegar. Vinegar. But he couldn't read. Now, we know what vinegar's like. Yeah, sour and bitter. And perhaps you like vinegar on your chips. I know I do. But drink a cup of it? No. Drink a barrel of it? Whoa! That indeed would take a very special person. The king was happy. He got his task. He's got his competition. So he sent messages all through the jungle, all over Borneo, that this was the task, to marry his daughter. And the animals heard it. First one who came down was the elephant, because there are elephants in Borneo. Not the big African elephants, they're a bit smaller, but still elephants with long trunks. And the princess was saying, Dad, why is the elephant here? Gonna drink that barrel dry, and that will be your husband. Said, I don't want to marry him. Look at that great big ears and floppy trunk. Let's see what he can do, said King Orangutan. So the elephant waved his trunk, put it in the barrel, and sucked it up. And sprayed it all over the orangutans. Said the king, you're disqualified. Off you go. I said, drink it, not spray it all over me. And the princess was thinking, okay, well, that's the elephant out of the way. Things will be all right. Next animal that came down was the rhino. In Borneo, they're the Indian rhinos. They're a bit smaller than the big African rhinos, but still a rhino. And Princess Orangutan was not impressed. Look at those knobbly knees, and look at that, all that floppy skin, and that big horn. No, I don't want to marry him. Let's see what he can do. So the king of the orangutans, he took off the lid, The rhino took a little sniff. Sniff's a bit funny. Anyway, I'll have a little sip. He spat it on the ground. Princess Orangutan was thinking, okay, there's another one who's failed. That's the elephant gone and the rhino. The next animal that came down was a tapir. I don't know if you've heard of tapirs. They're sort of a bit about the size of I don't know, about a goat or a pig or something. And they had these long noses. Well, not as long as an elephant, but a sort of long, sort of tapering nose. And again, Princess Orangutan was not impressed. Look at that nose. Oh dear, I don't want to marry him. Let's see what he can do. So he took off the lid, and the tapir took a little sniff, and then took a little sip. Oh, that is disgusting. Oh, off he went. Oh dear, said King Orangutan, this isn't working out well at all. That's like the elephant's gone, the rhino's gone, the tapir's gone. A little while later, along came a kind of hairy pig. In fact, it's called the beardy pig, because he's looked like he's got a beard at the bottom of his chin. And Princess Orangutan said, oh, look at him all hairy and horrible. Phew, the smell, I can't marry that. Oh, no. Let's see what he can do. Because the bearded pig thought he could eat and drink anything. Don't mind me. So he went over, had a little quick sip, Whoa, thank goodness for that, said Princess Orangutan. I was a bit worried about the pig for a moment, but he's failed. There's another one. Then, a few moments later, down came what's called the clouded leopard. The leopards that live in Borneo, sort of dark, sort of strange-looking leopards, not as bright as the African leopards. They're sort of cloudy, sort of misty and strange-looking. And now the princess was worried. There's one thing about a long nose or big ears or a funny trunk, but leopards have got sharp claws and big teeth. Don't want to mess with the leopard. Oh, don't know him. He looks really hungry. It's a leopard. I want to marry the princess. She looks very tasty. Let's see what he can do. Took off the barrel. Leopard took a little sniff. Never smelled anything like that before. And then he had a little sip. He bet, whoa, hold on, said the king. It was an open competition. No one forced you. I'm afraid you failed. Something's funny going on here, said the leopard. And he climbed up in the tree. I'm going to watch what happens next. Well, what happened next was not very much. All the animals who wanted to have a go seemed to have gone. The princess was thinking, fantastic, Dad. Leave it up to me. I know who I want to marry. No, you don't. The competition must continue till the end of the day. And then a little monkey came along. Just a small little monkey. Said, excuse me, can I have a go? You? Said Marie. You're tiny. Yeah, good, you're too small. Oh, no. As I'm small, can I have a little rest between sips? Yeah, sip, rest, and then I'll drink the barrel dry. Okay, said the king of orangutans. Let's see what you can do. So he took off the lid, and the monkey took a little sniff, and a little taste, and then disappeared, and then came back. Took a little sip, and then disappeared, and then came back. Took a little sip and then disappeared. And backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. No, King Orangutan didn't know what was happening. Is that there were 50 of those little monkeys all hiding in the grass. And each time a different one came. But they all looked exactly the same. So King Orangutan thought, of course, it was the same monkey. Having a sip, disappearing, coming a sip, coming back, having a sip, coming backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. And the barrel started to go down. And King Orangutan was getting really excited. Come on, you're going to do it. The princess was starting to think, oh, no, I don't want him to do this. And then she's thinking, well, he's only a little sort of fella. What harm can he do? So the last sip was sucked. Well done, said King Orangutan. That is fantastic. You have drank the barrel dry and you can marry my beautiful daughter. And me! And all 50 of the monkeys all jumped out. Me. I want to marry Tom. Me. I came around and said, what do you mean? You, and you, and you, and you. Yeah, we all drank the barrel and we're all going to marry your lovely daughter. Princess Orangutan said, Dad, stop. I don't want 50 of these little monkeys. Get out of here. Go on, go. The leopard, who'd been watching, of course, said, you cheats. You cheats. And he came down and he slashed and he bit and he chased those monkeys far off into the trees and they wouldn't come back. So there, what a mess for the king. The barrel was empty. He still hadn't found a husband for his princess. So what a day, what a mess. And she said, Dad, why didn't you just listen to me? I know what I'm doing. I'm perfectly capable for choosing my partner for myself. In fact, there's someone I've got my eye on. I'll let you know how it goes. See you soon. Do what you want, said the king of the orangutans. I am going to have a lie down. And that's the end of the story. A funny story. A story to be shared. Enjoy it together.